Iron Man would obliterate Batman in an instant. There wouldn't even be a speck of dust left over after he was done.
Not if Batman had prep time.
Prep time.
Yeah, it's prep time. Look, if Batman can beat Superman, then he can beat Iron Man.
Superman shouldn't even count, you know what I'm saying? Because he could fly backwards into time. He could push planets out of orbit, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, all those movies. Yeah, it depends on what the writer is actually doing with that character.
Yeah, this is true.
In any case, guys, welcome to our show. We're going to talk the age-old battle, DC versus Marvel.
Talking comics, cartoons, and live-action TV shows. It should be good.
Be sure to leave a comment because we love to hear where you guys stand on the topic. And without further ado, let's get into it.
Let's do this.
Hey guys, welcome to our show, Nerd Cypher. It's a place where we can talk about things we like to nerd about, whether that be comics, video games, what have you.
Movies, anything.
Anything. And today we're talking about DC versus Marvel.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And we got two special guests.
Yeah.
Very special guests in the building.
Very special
guests. You know what I'm saying? I got my brother-in-law, Rob.
What's up, folks? How you doing?
And the infamous, dug out of the dungeon, my brother, Big Coco.
Hey now.
Jason, what's up, bro?
All right. Let's get it.
Cool. We're going to get into this DC
Age-old
versus
debate.
Marvel thing. Yeah, okay. All right, fellas. Which universe do you guys prefer, DC or Marvel? Off the top.
Off the top, Marvel, 100%.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm a Marvel guy.
Yeah,
Always
I
been
mean-
a Marvel guy.
Damn, this is going to be pretty biased already. 'Cause I'm a Marvel person too.
Yeah, we're all pretty much Marvel. I mean, I
Yeah.
like some DC, but
There's
Yeah.
some things that, yeah.
you know what I'm saying? But Marvel overall, they got the. I mean, come on, they got the characters, they got the storylines and stuff.
Movies are.
Yeah, all that movies and everything. So.
Yeah.
So all right, so say favorite show. So I guess we're talking cartoons, right?
Oh.
So going back, what's some of your favorite, say DC cartoons, and some of your favorite Marvel cartoons?
Wow.
Just off top.
Justice League.
Oh, that's DC.
Yes,
Oh,
that
yeah,
was
that's
good.
classic.
That was very good.
Which one? Like the
I don't know. Well, he old, so
The old-
you
the
know what
old
he
one.
talking
You
about.
old,
the
like
old
Super
one?
Friends one?
I kind of
Yes.
like the new
Super
one.
Friends, yeah.
Yeah.
I like
Okay.
the new one a little bit better.
Yeah,
There's
me
more
too.
Better characters.
Well,
and
that's
better
that young
villains.
perspective.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, because I mean, honestly, as far as like cartoons for me, I actually like the cartoons like growing up more than I like the Marvel cartoons. Because you had the Batman animated series, you had the Superman animated series, and then that spun into the Justice League show from 2000, which had Hawk Girl, Green Lantern, Jon Stewart. Like
Yes,
that was
a lot of good characters in that DC cartoon.
Yeah, that was
It was comparable to like the X-Men cartoon from the 90s.
Right.
And that cartoon it really defined a lot of the X-Men characters for a lot of people that didn't know what was going on with that universe. So,
absolutely, yeah.
that cartoon was really good too.
Absolutely.
Well, for us, us old schoolers, I mean, you talking about cartoons, DC, you going back, I mean, DC, you going back to, like you said, Justice League, where they had like 5 or 6 of them. How many of them was it?
Yeah.
A couple of them.
What was it? Wonder Twins powers? What was it?
Right, Super Friends, yeah,
Super
Wonder
Friends,
Twins.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Wonder Powers activate.
Right, but with the Marvel though, I mean, come on, you gotta go with the original, like Spider-Man.
Oh, that was a great show. Spider-Man is
Iron
Amazing
Man.
Friends.
Iron Man,
Hulk.
Everlasting Hulk. Though I don't know the song, but
Yeah, but that was awesome.
that was That's classic.
Yeah, the
Tony
Hulk,
Stark,
Hulk cartoon.
Iron Man, like you said, Tony.
Iron Man. Yep,
all
that was
those
also a
different
good one. He had a lot of good cartoons. They were always on what was it, like Saturday morning. These were the Saturday morning cartoons.
But I think what was our favorite? I don't know if it was a comic book though. I think it was just, remember Tarzan? Was that,
Tarzan, the artwork.
Oh, yeah.
But was that a DC or a Marvel comic?
I think DC did Tarzan. I'm not 100% sure.
But I know
the
actual
cartoon, the Saturday morning
oh,
cartoon,
man, we
that
loved
artwork
that.
is what got us into it.
Yeah, we
was
loved
pretty
that.
good,
The running.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Remember how I
Yeah,
used to
the
run?
running, that's right,
The way how I used to
yeah.
run and that was hot.
They put the work in.
Yeah, they put the work in.
put work
It
in.
wasn't just cheesy cartoon.
It wasn't just
Cartoon.
lines and movement. It was more, a little bit more
Right.
intricate.
It was
I
more
remember that.
all about the art for us. For me anyway.
Definitely.
I mean, I guess we kind of discussed it, but like memories you have of like those, those shows coming up. You know what I'm saying? Like what Saturday mornings. You know what I'm saying? Get your little
Yes.
cereal.
Yes. Having your cereal, getting ready. You get up early. Your friends. You're gonna play with your friends after the cartoon. 'Cause
yep.
That's what y'all gonna talk about.
Yep.
So you get yourself ready. You get your cartoons on. And you know it was over when you get like to the Godzilla, Kung Fu.
Right,
It's almost over. It's almost time to
As
go
far as
outside.
cartoons, yeah.
Well, that's the difference with now. It's like nonstop.
It's,
Oh yeah, they don't even.
it's
It's not
Then
a
it was
Saturday.
focused on Saturday.
Yes.
Right.
Now it's just all the time.
Yeah,
It's just
it's-
consistent. Yeah.
No.
There's a channel for
24/7.
that cartoons. You have, the networks now have their own cartoons playing daily, 24 hours a day.
Right. So there's no Saturday morning type situation.
Not for
there.
kids
Not that I.
anymore.
Yeah. Not that I know.
Not the
of.
Saturday morning excitement of
Right. Right.
And it's probably
cartoons
even.
and breakfast.
Yeah,
I know.
If you missed
I-
an episode, you didn't see that episode.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you missed-
no
you missed it,
DVR.
yeah.
It was
You know what I'm
over.
saying?
I
You be
remember-
mad.
I
I used to
remember
be
that.
mad upset
Yeah.
if I missed an episode
we
or
was
something,
up.
man.
We
I'm
was
like,
up.
I'm not gonna
It
see
wasn't no
this.
missing no cartoon. You know what I'm
And then
saying?
then if you miss that week, there's no way to see that older one again.
No,
so
you
if
know.
you go into it next week, it's like, what happened?
What happened
I already-
last
I
week?
missed
They give
what
you a
happened.
brief intro in the beginning, but if it's an ongoing thing, you missed out the episodes. Oh man, you.
Yeah,
you're in
kids
trouble.
today got it easy. They got streaming.
Yeah, kids was not grounded.
Man,
They was
please.
they allowed to watch their phone. Still have their phone when they're grounded.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Right.
When you
exactly.
grounded, you ain't watching no cartoons.
The
nothing.
TV's done.
done.
Yeah. See, well, when we came up, we didn't even have a TV in our room. We got
No, that was like
wasn't
a
the thing.
treat when
Oh,
that
that
finally
was a treat.
happened.
Yeah. That was when we were older. When we were kids, we had to go to the living room to watch the TV.
Yeah, we had the same thing. Big
Yeah.
living room television. Everybody watched that. That's it.
Yeah, I was fortunate enough. At least I had my own TV, so that that worked out.
Yeah, nice. Well, speaking of TVs, you want to talk about TV shows?
Oh yeah. Now
As
beyond cartoons, we also in the sort of the DC versus Marvel vein.
Right.
We have a lot of TV shows that are out there. We had some stuff that was back in the day with you guys, but now it's just like a plethora of stuff
there
to
was some
choose
stuff
from.
back in the day. wasn't there?
There was a few things, but now there's like
it's just ridiculous.
it's
man.
ridiculous.
Now
I mean,
it's crazy.
There's a new show coming out like every few months,
true.
basically at this point.
Okay.
No, but I mean some of my favorite ones. I mean all the recent Disney Plus shows that Marvel's been putting out have been really cool.
Yeah.
Off
Like
the charts.
it's
off the
been
charts.
like
Yeah.
we have right now like as we're the date of filming we got Loki running right now.
Right.
Excellent
and
show.
Yeah, and before that we were watching WandaVision and Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Great
What are
show.
some of you guys'
Yeah.
thoughts on the whole the Marvel Disney Plus
Oh, yeah.
shows?
Oh, outstanding.
They're doing
outstanding.
They
They're
are.
putting
Yeah, go ahead.
they're putting the money. They're putting their money into it.
Yeah.
They're not. It's not the when you. I don't want to compete right away, but with DC, you're watching the WB and it's like a soap opera.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's a soap opera type show, and the Marvel universe is what you're looking for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically, movies on TV.
Yes.
Pretty much.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's they bring the characters to a whole nother level because you're able to see this character week after week. So
Right.
it's like now you're in a TV show where, oh man, what's gonna happen next? And it's like just like the episode before. It's like a movie, like you said. It's like a mini movie. So they're doing a great job with those movies.
What I like about with Marvel, which they do a great job as far as even with the TV, everything ties together. You know what I'm saying, with the movies, with the TV shows. So once you come out to the movies, it's all based on what we saw in the TV shows. You know what I'm saying? It's a continuous. So you don't have to wait around for the next movie to come out. It's like a continuous, and that's why they're making so much money. But I gotta admit though, some of the, I watch some of the DC stuff like Flash and.
I was watching Flash when it first came out, and I really liked it. And I
watched
even
the first 2 seasons.
I watched like the Arrow.
Yeah, I never
show.
watched
Yes.
that.
Yeah.
You watched that?
Yeah, I watched Green
Jason
Arrow.
said, it's
then
like a
it's
soap
It's totally
opera.
different. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right.
It's like a love story of some sort. It's it's like always seems to have something stemming on that type of level. It's
Right.
like, it's not like just, all right, you know what? There's a clue, we got to figure it out. No, it has to be love involved, or
Right.
something like that.
Superhero soap opera.
Yeah,
basically.
exactly.
Yeah.
You
I
know,
even watched Black Lightning. I don't think
I
that is-
tried.
I can't do it.
I tried. That was,
for the
Come on.
culture,
For the
y'all.
culture.
For the
Come
I
on.
culture.
tried. I did.
No.
yeah.
No,
couldn't do it?
I can't say I
So
didn't.
not
I
gonna
didn't
be able
watch
to do
Black
it?
I
Lightning.
did my part. I tried.
Yeah.
I stopped. I watched the first 2 or 3 seasons. Verdell, my wife Verdell, she loved it.
But I was like the show that I kept watching, and I even fell off that was Legends of Tomorrow.
I couldn't get into that.
Mostly
I can't
because
get
it was
into that.
so ridiculous
Right,
that
it was too
like
many people.
It's way too many
much
characters.
going on.
there was a lot of characters.
The powers, everything they got, it's just like no one would be. If you had all these powers, all these people, all these powers, it would be impossible to stop them. I don't understand how they even could be existing. You know what I mean?
Right.
But on that note, like what were some of the like stuff that you guys I guess watched as kids as far as like
TV
TV
shows?
shows? Yeah, Marvel DC.
Oh man.
You could take
Oh,
it back.
yeah.
I mean, If you want to go back, I'm talking about the black and white Superman I used to watch on the regular. Now, it was reruns when we watched this before, but still, we watched it regular, wasn't it? George
Christopher
Reeves?
Reeves.
No,
George
George Reeves.
Yeah.
Used to watch
No,
that.
no relation. To
Yeah,
Christopher
no relation to
Reeve.
Christopher Reeves. Used to watch that. That was, I mean, to us, that was, you know.
He would jump out the window,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
He would just go to the window.
Go to the window and
with
jump
his suit
out.
on and just, he's not.
And
He's flying
literally,
away.
you look at it now and you go, those are pajamas.
Yeah. He had pajamas on.
Yeah, he got on
Yeah.
tights, pajama tights.
You go from that to what? To Batman. I mean, that's classic. You know,
Oh, the
Adam
Adam
West.
Robin.
Oh, come on.
Oh, that was classic.
I mean,
And the cat- and
if
it was-
you haven't seen that, if you're a person
Yeah.
that hasn't seen that, you have to go and watch that.
The villains, the Riddler, the Joker.
Oh,
Riddler, the
Joker.
classic, man.
I mean,
Eartha Kitt, Catwoman. Come on, man. And always wondered why they didn't just shoot him. They put him on the conveyor belt so the cookie dough would kill him in the machine. And
Yeah,
stuff.
they
It's
always-
like, how come you ain't just kill the cat?
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
always
But,
always the villain would always tell what they were gonna do.
Right, exactly.
Right to Batman.
Right. Let him know.
It's like, and he'd be like, "Oh, really? Okay." And they stop him every time.
But the hotness though was when they showed, was it what's her name? Batwoman's motorcycle come across. You knew
Yeah.
she was gonna be on the episode.
Yes.
That was like, ooh, that was a special treat.
yeah, and
That-
all the sound effects.
That was better than some of the shows now.
Yeah.
What's the
Some-
Batwoman show now?
Oh,
Where
I didn't even watch it.
Oh,
yeah,
I haven't watched
Yeah,
it.
because they got that
They
Supergirl.
switched out the main character that was Batwoman. Now they have another Batwoman. And
Yeah, because the other one left. Yeah.
Oh, the one with the short hair, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
What else? Old school. Oh, the Hulk. Come on.
Oh,
Come on.
Lou Ferrigno.
Bill Bixby.
That was a
Those
game
Hulk.
changer. That was a game
Don't make
changer.
me angry.
Yo,
he was massive.
He was massive. I mean, big bodybuilder. And the storylines was good in that though.
It was
And,
good.
and
they
he
had,
knew he
you
was
know-
going to change it to the Hulk twice.
Right.
You know, it was like,
Right.
oh, you got one.
Yeah.
You got one more
Yeah.
coming.
Yep, you had one more coming.
He knew
Yeah.
he was gonna end up on the road alone.
Yep. Bill
Yeah.
Bixby.
Dun, dun, dun,
By
dun.
himself, hitchhiking.
Yeah. By himself.
Rolling
hitchhiking.
out, the music playing. Here he goes.
But real quick though, they a lot of people don't even realize they had other. I don't know if it was a movie, but I think we saw it on TV. Remember the Captain America?
Yeah,
Came
that
on
was
TV
trash.
on the
Yes.
motorcycle.
The motorcycle.
Yes, the motorcycle Captain America.
The motorcycle Captain America.
Yes,
Was trash.
I had that. We had that. The toy where you pull and strip and the wheel on the
And the
back,
wheel on the
like
back
Evil
turn?
Knievel, but
Yeah.
it was the Captain America
Oh,
toy. You
wow.
pull that and then you let it go, and the thing
Wow.
goes, just popping wheelies and stuff with a big heavy tire in the back.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we used to
I
play
remember
with that, man.
all the time.
Yep.
But and they even had like adjusted. Remember they had I remember Hawkman or whatever. What was his name? From
Hawkman?
It might have been on the Captain America show where they had like that's DC.
That's DC.
Yeah,
They had a DC TV show back in the day too.
Yeah.
Oh, that like a pilot or something
It
like
was a
that?
pilot.
Yeah, it was a
Yeah,
pilot that
yeah,
ran.
yeah,
Yeah,
that
I
ran.
know.
Yep.
I think I know exactly
Back
what
in
you're
the
talking
day.
about.
So,
That was
boy.
like
we
a
had our
couple of
share, but we
characters.
would always this cat would always wonder what would want more, like if they develop this character or this character, what would they do? But that's more in the movies though.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, it's interesting with that. It's like going from there, and it's like, yeah, which characters can can come out, and now we have TV shows with so many characters. It's like,
just-
tag
it's
on.
a lot.
And with the technology and the CGI and the way they can make things look so amazingly real.
please.
I mean, it's just now
Insane.
it's,
They can do
it's,
anything.
They can do anything.
Well,
Any
think about
character.
it. When we first saw the Terminator movie, when they had the liquid.
The second
Yes.
one,
Yeah,
Terminator 2.
Terminator 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Once
right
they did
away,
that.
as you're watching the Terminator movie, you're thinking about
All the stuff they
comic
can
books.
do.
Oh, without a
that's
doubt.
what
Like-
you think about.
That's the whole time I walked out of the movie theater. I didn't care about the Terminator. I
Yeah.
was like, when are they gonna do Colossus?
Yeah, like
Right.
movies like The
What-
Matrix, you're like, man, if they put this into like
Exactly.
a real
And
movie,
soon
like,
thereafter.
some
Like,
characters.
can we do Silver Surfer with this
Oh,
finally?
without a
Exactly.
doubt,
Silver
you
Surfer
know?
comes out.
So the technology, we needed technology to do this, so they needed
All right,
it.
so let's
So yeah,
dive. We talked about, what did we talk about? We talked about the TV shows, we talked about the cartoons. So let's talk about the comics.
the actual comics,
The
what
actual
these are
comics
based off
themselves,
of.
what this is based off of.
Yeah.
So we're all comics readers. Some is more hardcore than others. I was more a comic reader younger. I read occasional some now, but I mean, some cats still. This guy got me into comics because he was the big comic reader, and I used to sneak and read his and ask him, don't get no food on it. Don't get no food on it.
They gotta go back in the plastic. They gotta go back in the
Yeah,
plastic.
make sure you put it back in the plastic.
Wow.
So he's who got me into comics. And it was just a good thing to learning how to read and different things. What got you into comics?
Basically, the television shows,
Okay.
Superman, and I think I started out with DC and basic Marvel characters like Spider-Man
Okay.
or Fantastic Four, and then it parlayed into everything.
Right.
It was like any comic book. It wasn't like also what was it? Archie.
Yeah, we used to read
Riverdale,
Richie Rich,
Richie
Archie.
Rich,
We used to read all of those.
And
yeah.
those, segued into the action and more of an adult theme with Marvel.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yep. What about you, Rob?
I don't know. My story is kind of different. When I was younger, I had trouble reading, and my babysitter, well, she was like my aunt, my godmother, Vicky. She went and had a friend that had a garage full of comic books.
Oh, wow.
And she was like, you know what? This might help him. And she honestly
I never knew that.
brought me over there. And she's like, the guy was like, you could take whichever ones you want. And I took a lot of I wish I had taken them all.
Right. You had to take what
When I
you
think
would.
back, because now as a collector
Probably had
and
classics.
stuff, there was stuff in there that I
please.
should have taken, but I didn't. I just took ones that I thought I liked, and that was it. I started reading better, and it changed. My vocabulary increased because the words inside
Exactly.
comic books
It's
are
true.
not,
Exactly.
they're not easy. Not everything's
No.
easy.
They're not,
They're
no.
talking about nuclear fission and this type of things, so you're learning vocabulary. I learned a lot of vocabulary. I was able to read better, and it just started a whole thing in my
You
life.
learn,
with the
you
whole
learn, you
comic
learn a
book.
lot of life lessons through comic
You
books.
really do, and that's what I was doing.
That brings
I
up
was reading a lot
another
of
thing
comic
with
books.
Marvel. The storyline was more adult. Like I would literally stop. If there was a word I didn't know, I would get the dictionary. There was no Google.
Exactly.
I would get the
Right.
dictionary, look up
And
that
look at what
word.
it
So
was,
and that's how you learn words.
That's how you learn vocabulary.
How about
That's
you,
what
Mark?
do.
How'd you-
Awesome.
how'd you-
I mean, as far as getting into comics, I think it was you had Black Panther comics
Yep, I
that
had
I
the
would
Black
that I
Panther.
would like
Luke
check
Cage.
out and whatever. Yeah, Luke Cage and all that other
Cage.
stuff.
Yep.
I think you had like an adult Luke Cage, it was from like Marvel Max or something like that. That I would be
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
ooh, this is dope. Ooh. But you got me. So I would say like reading the stuff that you had,
Right. And then
got me into
venturing
it,
out.
and then venturing out, and then obviously I would watch the Spider-Man cartoon stuff from the '90s and the X-Men cartoon stuff from the '90s. So I really like that stuff. But I think I got into comics like heavy around 2004, 2005-ish.
Okay.
With lines like New Avengers and Civil War, like when those Marvel comic storylines were going on.
Right,
I think
right,
it's when I started buying them myself and actually started sort of like reading them. And I guess sort of to your point, Uncle Rob, I didn't read as much books as I guess maybe other kids, but I read comic books, and in terms of building a vocabulary and this sort of like penchant for imagination and storytelling, that was developed through that and through comics, and also in part manga, Japanese comics and stuff like that.
Right.
That's the same thing with like life lessons and stuff like that.
Right, you moved on into that. Okay.
It's funny you say that. Yeah, I got away from comics. That's why a lot of the new stuff, I have no idea who these people are.
Right.
I started reading like Tom Clancy, and started reading actual books.
Right.
Exactly.
Based on that whole action
Yes,
type of
yes,
thing that you
any
got
type
from
of action genre.
the comics.
Yeah.
And these books, like the graphic novels, are not just comic books.
Right, they more lean towards that.
They're more like the Clancy's. They're more like there's more detail. They're able to really tell a more in-depth story in the graphic novel than just a flat.
I think
comic.
that started with Batman.
Right, I was just thinking about that.
Novels,
The graphic novel, Batman had those
Batman
dark.
started that.
Killing Joke, Long Halloween.
Yep.
What was his Miller? What was his name?
Frank
Oh,
Miller.
yeah,
Miller,
Frank-
yep.
yeah,
Frank Miller.
Dark
Then
Knight.
he,
Miller.
then he did the Daredevil.
Right.
Yep.
Oh, then he went to the Daredevil.
Yes.
You're absolutely right.
Which is what those, which I mean, you look at the movies that are now, they're all based off that stuff,
Right.
the Netflix show and all that stuff. Oh, we didn't even talk about the Netflix shows. The
What?
Netflix Marvel shows.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
right. No,
those
we
are
didn't.
great.
Oh.
But keeping in with the theme,
Right,
like
right.
what are some of your favorite arcs, if you have any, or some of your favorite writers for Marvel DC?
Chris Claremont with X-Men with the Phoenix, Dark Phoenix.
I was gonna say
Yeah,
the
the
same
whole-
thing.
Yeah. That whole run.
That
was,
whole run with the
it was
X-Men.
crazy. Yeah, that's one of my
outstanding.
favorite storylines.
It really showed you
Chris
who they
Claremont,
were as
I think,
characters
was the-
for real. Like they
In
were
depth,
exposed.
more in depth. Yep.
They had to choose, who they wanted to stick with, and who they, were they gonna go after her and kill her, or were they gonna try to save her? Like it was a whole conflict with that. And then books, those books were deep. They were deep.
Also, what was his name? Conan the Barbarian. John Mishima was the artist.
The artist,
yeah.
But that storyline with Conan and Red Sonja
Yes.
and how that was great.
Yeah.
That was great.
Now was that?
I think that's Marvel.
That was Marvel,
Conan.
right?
Yeah, that's
Marvel.
Conan because
Yeah.
they're doing a Conan right now.
Yes,
I think.
I have a couple of books of Conan. I
Yeah,
have
there's
few,
a Conan run going on right now. I think it's by Jason Aaron, I believe.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, like some of mine, I think I've talked about Civil War by Mark Millar.
Great series.
Like Brian Michael Bendis. I think Brian Michael Bendis, who was writing a lot of the Avengers stuff around the time that I was that I was getting into comics. I think he's the person that kind of like jumped me onto a lot of stuff. And he also created Miles Morales too.
Oh, really? Yeah. So I mean, I have a few books for him too. Another great series was the Secret Invasion.
Oh,
That is, you know, of the Skrulls.
Yeah.
I mean,
The Skrulls.
that was pretty, you know, where you see a lot of different characters from different regions in the Marvel universe come together to battle this thing. You don't know who's who.
Yeah.
And it was very good series.
that was a cool line.
I don't know if it was a series. I remember a storyline though that I liked with the Avengers and Wonder Man. It might have been the Age of Ultron type of that whole. when
Ultron was involved in that.
Yeah, and when Wonder Man first started coming to the
Yes,
Avengers,
really.
Yes.
that whole story. Remember that?
George Perez
Perez
drew
was
that.
drawing it. Oh man, that whole. You know,
I don't know
if
who
it was
the writer
I don't know
was,
who the
but-
writer was, but that was hotness right there. That
Yeah,
was
man.
hotness,
Enjoyable.
So I think so. I guess you know, I mean, like I said in the beginning, I guess we're kind of biased because I mean we're talking about a lot of like Marvel stuff like that. So I would assume Marvel is sort of like everybody's thing. I mean, I like some DC comics. Like I like Final Crisis, which I think is one of these books over here.
Right.
Like I like who was that? Grant Morrison. He wrote some stuff for DC that I liked. What's it called? I was watching. I was reading some of the Wonder Woman stuff that was back in like 2010, like new DC stuff and all of that. But I think here, like in this this general space, I think we're Marvel people. I guess.
I used to read early Wonder Woman when she had the skirt with the
invisible plane.
Yeah, the invisible plane. I used
All
to
of that
read the
stuff,
early.
yeah.
I
had
used
those.
to read that.
But DC also, now this is going back, I think they were like 12 issues with Green Arrow and Green Lantern with Neil Adams.
Neil Adams. Was
Neil
drawing
Adams
it.
was the artist. I don't know who was the writer, but that storyline, that arc with Neil Adams,
Yeah, anything with Neil Adams.
Neil
Batman.
Adams
insane.
Yeah, I mean, we could talk about this
Yeah,
kind
we
of
can
stuff
talk
all
about this
day.
all
You
day.
know? Yeah, this is.
So, we appreciate you guys coming and chatting with us.
Yeah, thank you guys.
My
We
pleasure.
can
My
talk about this
pleasure.
all day.
Yeah, this is fun. This is fun. You know.
Yep. Thank you guys for joining us. And
Yeah, be sure to, you know, like the video wherever you like it, leave a comment. Like I said in the beginning, you know, tell us where you guys stand. You
Yeah,
know,
let
maybe
us
some
know.
of your favorite runs, you know.
yep. So,
Oh, hit the notification bell on YouTube to get notified when we put out new videos just like this one.
sir, ding ding.
Thank you guys again.
Peace.
Peace.